Good evening from the Central Illinois Weather Network. I'm Larry Eastep. We do have a tornadic cell continuing to move through portions of south central Ohio. Let's go straight to Storm Predator. We'll show you this line of storms that really has been building as it moved east of the Louisville, Kentucky area. There were a number of funnel cloud and tornado reports in north central Kentucky about an hour ago, and now these storms have started to move into the Covington, Kentucky area, and this leading edge now east of Cincinnati, moving toward the southeastern portion of Ohio, and eventually may get into portions of northern West Virginia. You also can see behind this, east of the Muncie area right now, a pretty good line of storms really starting to develop. A number of supercells here, and then a pretty good line. None of these severe at the moment, but all of these moving into portions of northwestern and western Ohio could have the potential for large hail and damaging winds. Again, looks like these are mainly to the east of Columbus, Indiana, up to around Anderson, Indiana, and off to the east. We'll show you the reason for all this in a moment. You can see also storms in Kentucky to the east of I-65. Just one severe thunderstorm warning with those left, though, right around the Lexington, Kentucky area for large hail and damaging winds. Let's switch over to Wilmington, Ohio, Cincinnati's radar, and show you this storm, though, that is tornadic, moving to the northeast at around 25 miles an hour. This storm has a tornado warning effective until 10:30 for Adams, Pike, and Scioto counties. And again, that is in Ohio until 10:30 Eastern Time. This is a really intense storm showing up on radar. Let's go to velocity, and we can show you these reds and greens very closely mixing here. We'll zoom in even a little bit closer. No real large populated towns right in this area here over extreme eastern Adams County. But you can see those reds and greens mixing together very prominently, and we're going to put a path cast on this and see if we can get any towns in the path of the strongest part of this cell, moving to the northeast at around 25 miles an hour here we'll put it at, and it looks like the two towns in the path of this storm, just lost it behind this other screen here, but let me see if I can, there we go. Rardon at 9:30 p.m. and Otway at 9:30 p.m. Would be the two towns next in line with this particular cell, but this warning continues. Also, we're seeing another area here to the east of Peebles that could also have a possible tornadic rotation with it, so let's put a path cast on that. That particular part of the cell would be in Piketon by 9:48, Waverly by 9:56. Again, these are starting to move into somewhat rural areas of southern Ohio. You see these storms are going to trek to the north of the Ashland, Kentucky area, this particular area at least, as these storms move to the northeast. Now, if we look down in Kentucky again, you can see, let's go back to velocity, or rather back to our regular composite reflectivity here and move out a bit, and you can see these lines of storms stretch right into the Lexington, Kentucky area and even back through Frankfort right now. In fact, this storm again in Lexington, a severe thunderstorm warning there for about another 5 minutes for Fayette County, Kentucky. But all these storms up in Ohio are going to continue to move along that same northeasterly direction and could again affect a number of areas from Dayton all the way up to Toledo over the next couple of hours. But the strongest cell right now is this tornadic cell again with a tornado warning over Adams, Pike, and Scioto counties until 10:30 this evening. And we also have flash flood warnings in effect for these cells as well. They have been dumping copious amounts of rain this evening. You can see a lot of moisture with these. You can see all that heavy rain on Storm Predator. So even if we don't get the tornado warnings, flash flood warnings abound around this area. Now we can come back over here to the Wilmington, Ohio radar, and I can show you here some frontal boundaries that we're talking about, and that is the reason for these storms this evening. There is a frontal boundary sitting right now just to the west of Indianapolis, back to the west of Bloomington. So all these storms have been to the east of that trough of low pressure. And once this moisture moves out of the way, that should be the last of the storms for the weekend. Then the heat wave starts to kick in for the rest of the weekend into early and middle next week. But again, a tornado warning right now for folks in south central Ohio. We'll keep an eye on it with more updates as necessary here from the Central Illinois Weather Network.